This is the DPT knee pain level 1 flow. So what you're going to need for this is you're going to need a foam roller, a 1/2-inch rubber band, and a 12-inch step, okay? So we're going to start out with using the foam roller to release some of the musculature. We're going to mostly hit the quads, the kind of TFL and IT band region, and then even the glutes as well. So I'm going to have you start out doing the glutes. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to be sitting down on your foam roller. I'm going to cross the leg over my other knee of the one that I want to do, and then I kind of tilt at about 45 degrees. And then from there, I want to work from my sit bone and then up to my hip bone. And I'm going to spend, 30 seconds to a minute right here. My goal is just to work through any spots that feel sore, that feel tight. And I want to apply enough pressure that it feels almost kind of like a nice massage, but it shouldn't be enough to make me really brace against it, so I'm fighting it. So we'll hang out here for about 30 seconds on this glute and just try to relax into it. So not too much pressure. It should feel nice. It should feel relaxing. It's about 15 more seconds here. We'll do both glutes and then we'll go into the quads. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my other glute now. What I want to do is I got to take that leg off and I'll switch over. I'll kind of show you guys on this side. So right there, and then I'm crossing that foot over like so. And then I'm going to be kind of getting into the glute. So I feel a little bit tighter on this one. A little bit tighter. I may want to spend a little more time on it, but same thing, we'll hit about 30 seconds here. And I've got some weight in my left arm here, so I can feel that pressing down. I'm just trying to address any kind of restriction that I feel in there. Anything that feels kind of funky, that's what I want to attack. About 15 more seconds here. All right. So feeling that, feeling like it's starting to relax. We're going to go into the front of the thigh now. So I want to start out, I'll kind of start it out in that upper corner right behind my front pocket, right here. And that's getting into that TFL. So I'll get my thigh on it right below my hip bone, and then I'm going to rotate about 45 degrees. And I'm going to do a couple passes in here trying to attack that TFL. I got one leg kind of frogged up in this position, and I can keep some weight there, and I can use that leg to push me back and forth and control my rolling here. And as that feels good, I can start slowly working into my quad. So I'll take that down, and then I'm going to get into that right quad. I'm going to definitely give it a couple passes. And then I'll also have you play around with doing it with your knee bent as well. So, 30 seconds to a minute, 12 to 20 passes, somewhere in there, depending how fast you're going. But yet again, it should feel relaxing. It should feel good. I feel like you're trying to wake everything up there. So just a couple more passes on this quad. Then I'm going to rotate over to my IT band, which is going to be more on the side of my thigh. Okay, so keeping that leg straight. I'm going to get up onto my hands here. I'm going to take that leg across and up so I can control back and forth. And I'm working more on this side of my thigh now. Trying to keep that bottom leg relatively straight from about my knee joint up to that hip bone on the side. You don't want to roll over that hip bone. There's some bursa and some muscle attachments in there that it may irritate, so you don't want to push too hard on it. But we just want to spend a little bit of time addressing that IT band as well. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more passes here, then we'll move to the other side. All right, that feels pretty good. All right, so I've already done my glute on my left, but let's get into that TFL and then into the quad. So same thing as before, right behind that front pocket. So I'm going to get down kind of in a plank position. I'm going to turn about 45 degrees from that foam roller. That leg comes up, bottom leg still straight, and I'm getting into the TFL. So just a couple passes there. It feels pretty good. And you'll notice on certain days, some things will feel tighter and some things will feel, just loose. And you can spend more time on the things that feel tighter in general. For the sake of this video, we'll do about 30 to 40 seconds on every muscle group, even depending on how it feels. That'll be just fine. So, okay, now I'm going to get down into that quad. I'm going to roll that down a little bit. And now I'm getting to face the ground a little bit more. Still got that knee up so I can control my rolling. Passing back and forth here. Try a couple with the knee bent. This puts a little bit different tension on that quad. Okay, that's feeling pretty good. I'm going to do 3 more passes. And then I'm going to get onto my IT band. Okay, just like before. Back up under your hands. Roll up onto the side of your thigh there. Leg straight. Leg crossed over for control. And then working from my outer hip bone down towards my knee. And you can kind of play around with that IT band. You can go a little bit behind it or even a little bit in front of it. Just trying to hit it from a couple different angles. Okay, we're going to go 3 more passes. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, perfect. So we're done with the foam roller for now. And we're going to stay on the ground and we're going to get into a little bit of stretching. So we're going to get into a stretch that's called the Brettzel. So this is getting the quads, the glutes, and our lumbar spine all kind of at once. So you want to stay lying down you want to start on your back. Like so. I'm going to straighten out one leg. I'm going to cross one leg over like this. And then I'm going to tuck my other foot behind so I can pull it straight back. And I should be kind of squeezing that glute in that bottom leg to get a nice hip flexor and quad stretch on my lower leg and then a glute stretch on my upper leg. So now that we're here, I want to take 5 deep breaths, okay? There's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So now, same thing, flip over, take that knee high, get it with my opposite hand, grab my foot, pull further back so I get a nice quad stretch on that low leg, pulling this knee up, and then just trying to set my back onto the ground, trying to get my right shoulder down to the ground. And then same thing, we're going to get 5 nice deep breaths. 1, sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. You can even pull a little bit more with your arms. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, nice. All right, so now we're going to get into some muscle activation. So you're going to find your 1/2-inch band, and we're going to go over to the squat rack. Okay, so I want to put this about knee height because I'm going to be having it looped behind my knee. So I'm going to thread it through like that so it's fastened firmly to the squat rack. And then what I want to do is I'm taking that loop, I'm going to put my leg inside of it, and I've got it right behind my knee crease right here. I'm going to step back. I'm going to have that right leg just in front. And my goal is to activate my quad. So what I want to do is keep my torso really still, and I'm going to press back against the band, squeezing my quad really tight here, okay? So we're going to get 20 of these. Okay, we're going to go 1, just hold it for just a moment. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and one more, 20. So notice all the movement's coming from a knee and everything else is really stable. Okay, so we're gonna do my other side now. So we've just done the right, we're gonna do the left. So same thing, right behind the knee joint line. We'll take it back. Little mini split stance, back leg very stable, front knee slightly bent to start, torso upright. And we're gonna squeeze that front quad and push firmly against that band. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a lot of movement from the hips, all at the knee. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Nice. Okay, so we're done with the band for now. We'll come back to it. All right, so we're gonna continue with that theme of activating the quads. We're gonna get into a wall set. So I'm gonna back up to the wall here, and I wanna have my feet maybe about 1.5 feet, 2 feet from the wall. So I walk them out pretty far. And then from here, my legs are straight, and then I'm just gonna squat down slightly sliding down the wall so I can feel my quads turned on. I don't have to go all the way down to 90 degrees, but that would be a good goal. So I'm gonna start just a little bit higher. We're gonna hold this for 45 seconds. Okay? So the goal here is load the quads, load the quadricep tendons and that patellar tendon here. And those tendons are going to respond really well to isometric loading. So we've gone about 15 seconds. We're going to do another 30 seconds to finish up our 45. But the goal here is getting some time under tension. So really just waking those quads up, giving those tendons the load that they need and want. And then if you feel comfortable, you can always go down a little bit lower if you feel like you can, but if your knee's bugging you, you can always stay up a little bit higher so you don't have to go as deep. Okay, almost done here. About 15 more seconds. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, done. Great, good job. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the band. So I've got it here and I wanna bring it up in height a little bit for this next move. This next move is single leg stance with an opposite arm pull. So what this looks like is I'm balancing on one leg, my knee is slightly bent, and then I'm gonna be pulling with my opposite arm. So standing on my right leg, pulling with my left arm, band about belly to chest height, somewhere in that range. So I'm gonna walk back so I got a little bit of tension on the band, standing on my right leg, knee slightly flexed so I can feel my quad activated. And then from here, I'm gonna give that band 12 pulls. So there's 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna feel my foot working, I'm gonna feel my quad working. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that felt good. So we're gonna do the other side. So switch hands. So I did my left, now I'm doing my right. Step back so I got some tension on the band. And then I'm gonna get onto my left leg, floating my right leg. So I'm opposite from my leg with a pull. Bend that knee a little bit so I can feel my quad activated. And then I'm gonna do those 12 pulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. All right, good job. All All right, so for our final exercise, we're gonna use that 12-inch box that we had. We're gonna be doing our toe drag step up. So I'm gonna shift this over to the middle here. All right, and what I wanna see with this is slow and controlled movement. So I'm gonna get my foot all the way onto the box right here, and then I'm gonna be dragging my back toe up the box as I press myself up. So what I wanna see, nice, good posture, up, straight back, and then I'm gonna lean forward till all my weight is on that front leg, and then I'm slowly gonna press myself up, gently dragging that toe up the box, and then on the way down, I'm not gonna just plop back down, I'm gonna control it all the way back down so I return to the floor again. We're gonna go through 10 of these on each side. So there's one, so I'm gonna lean into it, press with my upper leg here. There's two, and come all the way back down. 3, 4. One thing I want to notice here is that my knee is staying in line with my toes, so I don't want it falling in or falling out. 5. Slow and controlled. 6. 7. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I feel like my leg's activated, it's warm, it's working. We're gonna flip over to the other side here. So right foot, get your foot all the way in the box so we're not hanging the heel off. And then same thing, shifting all my weight into my front leg, pressing up. Slow and controlled is the name of the game here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last one. All right, good job. So that is the DPT knee pain level 1 flow. You could run through this 1 or 2 more times if you wanted to get a little bit more out of it, but go ahead and follow along.